Hey,
Yo,
what's good, man?
what up, man? How are you?
Mm. Bro, not gonna lie, bro. Today, like, I feel fucking awful, dude. Like, I was making this, like, yeah, dude, I told myself I was making this song today,
Yeah,
and whenever I, like, tell myself that I'm gonna write a song, bro, like, I just procrastinate, and then I feel awful all day until I,
yeah.
like, get it done at, like, 10 or something.
Same, dude. It's the same with me. If I tell myself I'm gonna do it, it just for some
Yeah,
reason I can't. But like the times that I'm not thinking about it and I'm just doing it, like those are the times where I could like make everything.
yeah. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard, dude. It's, like, not easy to write and shit.
No, but it's I
How
think
are you doing?
I'm good, man. I think it's important though that like people know that you go through that kind of stuff because I feel like from the outside looking in, it seems like you can just make music all day and like you have like no issues with it. But it's cool to see
Yeah.
like some people be like, well, sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah, I think it's a lot about habits too, man. Like I've been reading this book, like Atomic Habits,
Mhm.
and like he kind of talks about how a lot of our identity is kind of just like what we do every day. So, for example, when I like make beats, I don't have any problem making beats all day. Like I could make beats like fucking a year straight or something. Obviously, you would have like harder days and stuff,
Right.
but I've done it so much that I kind of know how it is to like finish beats, you know. But with like songs, I only finished like a couple of songs, so it's not like in my identity to be like, yo, I'ma just fucking bust out this song real quick, you know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know, bro. This shit is really hard.
Yeah, man. I feel you. It's yeah, it's definitely a lot about habits and it's definitely a lot about how you just your mental and like your headspace and how you're thinking about everything. I feel like when you let things flow, that's when everything just like it works out, you know? Like if you just try and think too much, sometimes it just, it never works out that way.
Facts, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for taking the time. I don't want to take too much of your time. I don't know what it's looking like over there where you live on that side of the world. Uh,
I'm in Germany, bro.
okay, that's dope, man. Yeah, cause at first I had no idea where you were from. I
Yeah.
mean, cause I only seen a couple of your videos before I really did all my homework on your stuff and everything. So I think it's interesting that you live in a different part of the country, but you're so connected with everybody who lives in America as well. I think that's cool. But yeah, so I did like a bunch of homework on you. I watched like almost all of your videos.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Crazy.
man. So
Dude, I
like,
watch your videos too.
thank you, man. So when I first seen your YouTube channel, it was of course the kalimba video,
Yeah.
and I didn't click on it for like maybe like a couple weeks, but I would see it. It was always the top video on my
Yeah.
recommended every single day. It was like, yo, watch this video, watch this video. I was like,
Damn.
and every day it would get more and more views, and I think now it's at like 3 million views, which is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's
And
fucking nuts.
to a lot of people, they think that, oh, this dude just like came out of nowhere, and I also thought like not that you came out of nowhere, but you kind of just put out a few videos, and then this one started blowing up, and then I went on your channel and I like click oldest videos.
Oh, you went all the way back.
Yeah, man, I had to go
Oh,
all the way
all
back.
the way back to the crib. Oh my god.
And I saw like, bro, you've been making videos since like 2015 and like putting out beats consistently, and then you tried vlogging a little bit, and then you tried like a bunch of different things, and I was like, this dude has been putting in work for like a really long time, so this isn't just out of nowhere. Like you just started your
Yeah.
second channel like what, like a year ago, something like that.
I think I started this channel, even like the Gami channel, I started 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 1 year ago, I kind of started like putting out more content.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's been I mean, because a lot of people won't even. I mean, unless they're huge fans of you, they won't even take the time to just look at all of your old stuff and see how many videos you've been putting out.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. Like on that channel, I think this is like, I'm like over 100 videos deep or something.
Wow.
And before that, like I used to do type beats before.
Mm-hmm.
On like my other channel that's called Origami. And on that one, bro, I've been fucking 4 years deep or something. I've like
Wow.
500 beats on that channel.
That's a lot of beats, bro. That's a lot of time.
Like started doing vlogs back then too,
Yeah.
like on my other channel. So it's like, I don't know, bro. I've been really, yeah, dude, this shit was pretty hard. I don't know. I just like make videos and like, you know, I don't know, you probably can relate. Like sometimes you make a video and you think, oh wow, it's like really good and it feels really good to you and you're like, wow, okay, I really gave everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just upload it and you get like no views on your
Yeah.
video and you're like, what the fuck? And then you like see some other dude, you see some, I don't know, you see, like back then I remember when I just started, like Kyle was making videos too.
Yeah.
And Ramzoid and Abis popped up and Sharpie popped up and I was like, why are these niggas getting all these views, bro? And like, what the fuck? What am I doing wrong? And now, like, now that I've been doing it a lot, I kind of see why, you know? Because back then I was so, like, stuck in, like, oh, okay, why isn't this working? That I didn't see, like, the mistakes I did, or I didn't see the process behind that. And I realized, oh, all those people, they didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But they've been, like, working, like, hella long. Like, if you think about it, like, Aries has been, like, putting up music videos, like, forever.
Yeah.
Same with Ramzoid. And, like, I assume, like, everybody else, like, they all been, like, grinding for a long time before they hit YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that people always are quick to say like, oh, this guy is blowing up out of nowhere, without doing any sort of like homework on the person. But I think it's cool that all of the people that you named, Ramzoid, Sharpie, who goes by Sharp now, you, Kyle Beats specifically, like they've been making videos for super long, and then somebody might just see like a video that came out yesterday and it's like at 10,000 views, and they're like, well, how does this dude get a lot of views? Well, it's because like if you look at his channel, he's just been grinding. So I think it's really important for people to know that like a lot of the people that are popping on YouTube now, like you guys have been doing it for a very long time. So I think that foundation is super important, because I remember I was listening to the Kyle Beats podcast with you on there, and you were saying that if that Kalimba video got 3 million, if that was your first video and you got 3 million views, you said you wouldn't really be happy with that because you feel like you didn't really deserve those views. And I completely understand that, because like I feel like if I put out my first video tomorrow and I got 1 million views, I'd be like, oh shit, I didn't know that was gonna happen. And now it's like I don't know what to do with this because I have no foundation or work ethic or anything.
That's like the worst, bro. It's like I feel like that's not the worst that could happen, but that's really bad.
Yeah.
Like imagine if like Mr. Beast, like one of his first like shitty videos, that got like 1 million views. Like that dude wouldn't have gone that hard if that would have happened, you know? Would have been like, oh yeah, okay, I'm just gonna do Minecraft, you know? And now he's doing like, I don't know, I filled up my entire house with C4 or whatever this dude is doing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I really like working hard and just like, not even hard, like, I'm actually, if I think about it, I'm kind of lazy too, because I like working at things that I don't like to do, you know?
Right.
But I just like the idea of just getting a little tiny bit better every day.
Yeah.
You know, I think this lotto mentality where people think, okay, I just want everything right now, and I just want it quick, and I want this. I remember on my Instagram, I was like, I posted this pic, and I was like, Shenron is giving you a wish. What do you wish for? Right? Like Shenron is that Dragon Ball dragon that like grants. And dude, like some people like responded. You know how you can like ask a question in the Instagram thing, and I was reading through the questions, and I was like, bro, like some people wrote, I wish that I could play guitar. I was like, bro, dude, you could literally just like pick up a guitar and suck for 3 months and then like become good. I was like, bro, what the fuck? And I don't like that mentality of like, of wanting everything now, because like, you know, I just believe in working hard towards something, and then I feel like it's gonna be very satisfying. Dude, I can't even talk English anymore. I have to really from my sentences, bro. I just been around German people, and I also feel like, dude, I don't know. I feel weird today. You caught me at a weird day, bro.
That's cool. I'm glad I could catch you on one of these weird days. But yeah, so going back to Kyle Beats' podcast, you were saying that a lot of your work ethic comes from you training martial arts and doing kung fu. which is super interesting because when I was younger, I started doing martial arts when I was four.
Oh,
So
sick.
yeah,
What
so
did you do?
I did Kempo karate.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I did that for like 12 years, and then I got into jujitsu.
Oh
Um,
shit, you do jujitsu.
yeah, so that's why I was like super interested because like I wanted to
Yeah.
see if you still did martial arts or if you still train
hmm
jujitsu.
Bro, honestly, I've been procrastinating on jujitsu in the last like 2 months because I went on tour like last month. Like I went on tour for like 12 days, and
Mhm.
before that I went to not France, fucking Switzerland to do
Mhm.
shit. And like I had this like 3 week block, and now I'm kind of scared to go back. You know how when you're like scared to go back because
Yeah.
everybody's like, oh, where was this guy? Like everybody just got so much better, and I'm
Yeah.
like the worst there now. And I just get my ass kicked every time, bro. But I'm definitely gonna continue jujitsu. I fucking love jujitsu.
How long have you been training jujitsu?
Since this year,
Oh, nice. So it's pretty recent.
white belt, bro. I started. Yeah, it was like my New Year's resolution to start jujitsu, and I started. Yeah, I think January or something.
Interesting, man. I think yeah, jujitsu is fun, man. It's fun to train, and I definitely take that mentality into like other aspects of my life, like thinking I'm a white belt in everything else, and then
Yeah.
building from there. You know, it just takes time to get to the next belt or get to the next stripe. It's literally the
How
same
long have
thing.
you been training?
On and off, and about 2 years now.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
So
so
are you like a blue belt or something?
no, I'm still a white belt, man, because it's been so
Oh,
on and
wow,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, because I trained at one gym and I wasn't really happy. I went there for like 6 or 7 months, and then I moved to another gym, and then I wasn't really happy with that gym. So now I'm still trying to look for a different gym. I still train in my garage downstairs. I don't know if
Oh,
you've heard of Gracie University,
oh,
but
sick.
that's what I
Are you in
use.
LA?
What's up?
Are you in like LA?
No, I'm in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You ever been to Las Vegas?
Nah, bro, but it's like a 4 hour drive or something
Yeah.
from LA. Like,
Mhm.
oh shit, you're literally in the middle of like the desert, bro.
Literally, bro. If you look outside, it's like a straight up mountain, like right there.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's
But then they probably have 10 planet down there. Too.
yeah, they do have 10 planet. There's two 10 planet gyms here. They just opened another one actually, like close to my house. So yeah, 10 planet is killing it over here. But I haven't checked out the gym yet. There's a specific gym that I'm looking for, just because I've been to a couple gyms now and I kind of know what I want out of a gym. And I know the environment that I want and the kind of train or the kind of instruction that I want from somebody. So I'm still looking. But yeah, I thought it was super interesting that you did kung fu since you were four, and I was like seeing if you still do martial arts because I
Oh,
think
I did kung fu for like 8 years or something. Like I started when I was 4, and then I played soccer for a while, like because kung fu wasn't cool anymore. And then I started kung fu again
yeah,
with like 11, and then I did it for like 4 or 5 years, bro.
nice.
I like even went to China and shit. Like I
Yeah.
went to like China to train for 2 weeks in like this like near this Shaolin
Uh-huh.
temple thing, you know, in like a school. Shit was fucking dope, dude. Yeah, I love martial arts. Like I would love to do MMA, but I'm kind of scared of getting punched and getting brain injuries or
Yeah.
something. But I'm definitely gonna do more grappling.
That's cool, man. Do you think that do you still translate everything from kung fu to the work ethic that you do now? I remember we kind of talked about that a little bit, but do you think that stems directly from doing kung fu, or do you think it's just in you to just work hard?
I don't think it's like a gene. I really think that like that discipline that you have as a kid, you know,
Yeah.
like it doesn't need to be martial arts, but like for example, my friends, if they are like athletic or if they play football as a kid or something, then they know it's just about knowing how it is to going from sucking at something to being really good at something, you know?
Yeah.
Like just knowing how it feels to go to your limit and reach your limit and then be fucking beaten up for like 2 weeks and then like surpass your own limits, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like once you have that experience in like one thing, then that's for sure gonna translate. And that's why I never see like that's for example how the only way that I'm able to like getting good at beat making is because A, it was fun for me, and B, I've seen everything as practice.
Yeah.
And I still like see things as practice, you know? the whole Thai beat thing, I only seen that even as practice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even like now doing YouTube and everything, I see everything just as practice for like the bigger thing. And if you combine that with like being happy with doing it, because if you only like look into the future, you never live in the moment, and then you're never happy, and then you get depressed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you combine those two, dude, you're really unstoppable, bro. Because then like your outcome is not how many views do I get on my videos, how many people give me good feedback on my beats or anything, but your outcome slowly becomes, okay, wow, I got better. Oh shit, this feels better. Oh, it's so easy for me to now like make melodies. I used to suck at making melodies. Oh wow, I learned how to sample. I never knew how to sample. And then you know,
right, you
that's
just keep
why
going
when you
from there.
stop learning and you reach that plateau, you get like beat block, you know?
Yeah.
When you're like, yeah. So I think it definitely translates.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And so going back to like the early days of your YouTube channel when you were getting like maybe like 100 views, 200 views, do you think you were thinking less about the views and you were just viewing each video as just another piece of practice or another building block?
Definitely. And I was happy about like every new subscriber I got. I remember when I had like 24 subscribers on my beat channel, and I was like, damn, I got 24. And then it was like 25. And I was like, oh, I got 25 now. Yeah, you know. I was never like, oh, why don't I have 18,000?
Right.
You know, I was like, oh, fuck yes, I have 25.
Yeah.
Shit. And I remember I made like a thank you video at like 2,000 subscribers.
Dude.
I made like thank you video. I was like, yeah, I got 2,000 guys. This is so epic.
Yeah, man.
You know, and then like then shit just went up, and that's how. Like I think he just really like probably if somebody's listening that like is just starting out and just like feels maybe a little depressed because they see all these big channels and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you just gotta remember, man, it's just a slow process.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep getting better, and as long as you don't like stop, like that's really the only thing. You just shouldn't stop, bro.
Just don't stop, bro.
Then you're gonna get there.
Yeah, I think
don't compare yourself. As soon as you compare yourself, you're fucked.
It's one of the hardest things not to do. I feel like, especially when you're starting out. Even for me, like I tell people to not compare themselves to other people because it's the quickest way to be unhappy. And Joe Rogan talks about that all the time on his podcast. Like that shit is going to make you depressed. So yeah, I think because it's funny. I made a 100 subscriber thank you video when I hit 100 subscribers. So it's like I know exactly like how it feels to just be grateful for every single subscriber, even though you don't have like 100,000 or whatever. Like having just one more than you did yesterday is just you continuing to grow. And I feel like that's really important for people to understand that like the mindset that you have, and that's what literally got you from like 100 subscribers to like 197,000 subscribers where you're at now. It's just being grateful and being consistent, which you've been super consistent. Like looking at all of the videos that you've posted, like I think at one point you were doing like a beat a day for like 30 days. So yeah, just that consistency is it's super important. You just never. I feel like if you stopped at that first vlog when you only got like 80 views, then you obviously wouldn't fucking be here now. So, yeah, man.
Bro, it's just I don't know. Like, if you think about it, what all the things that you learn in life, like at some point you were literally like a baby that couldn't talk.
Yeah.
You know? And now you're like having like full blown conversations and shit.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you can like learn that, like why shouldn't you be able to like do anything that anybody else does?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like obviously like if you're not tall, like you're not gonna be like LeBron James or anybody, but like you know, like with like paired with like a little bit of like self-awareness, like shit is all possible, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For sure.
You know that that video of that kid that like went camping and it's like his like 70 subscriber thank you video on YouTube. I got like what, like 60 million or 16 million or something. Dude, I love that video.
So I was looking up, like I remember seeing that you got a placement with Coda the Friend. Was that like an internet transaction kind of thing, or did you meet him somewhere, or how did that happen?
So in 2017, Coda rapped over one of my beats that I had on YouTube. So I like had a beat on YouTube, and he made a song that was called "The Way." And he just like he emailed me, and he's like, "Yo, I rapped over this beat," and I was pissed because it wasn't a free beat. So I was like, "Oh, I'm kind of pissed, bro." But then I wrote it. Like then I was like, "Ah, fuck it, I'll listen to the song." And I listened to the song. It's like, wow, okay, this is pretty fire, right? And then I wrote it, bro, I usually would be pissed, but this is fire. And like, dope, man. I'm gonna send you some beats or something. And then, honestly, I didn't really chase that placement, bro. He just like kept like chilling over my beats, you know? Like he didn't do much over my beats, but like then eventually like he got bigger, and he like we just stayed in contact over Instagram and stuff. Like he had like I don't know, and then he wrote me, when I uploaded this other beat to YouTube, and then he hit me up and he's like, "Yo, I have a hit to that beat," like, and that was the Alkaline song. So like he made that Alkaline song, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's pretty." Like it was dope, but at that point I was like, I didn't believe in myself that much or in my beats that much that my beats could be like hit potential in that sense, right? I didn't think that because Alkaline, that's like my style. Like that beat GameCube that I did, that's like my Origami style. And I didn't believe that somebody could like be so fucking like go so far with it, because I think it has like 10 million streams on Spotify alone or something. Like it's pretty, it got pretty big. And then he made another one over Chicago Diner, and that was another beat of YouTube, and that one also went really, really well. And then I was like, I think that was last year. Yeah, last year I went to New York, and I just hit him up, and then I produced Philly John. Like I went to his home and shit. And then we sat in his basement and we just made like that fucking Philly John beat. And I don't know, Coda's really cool. Like he's really like, what I really like about him is that like he has this like substance to it. Like even that he called the song Alkaline. Like I remember when I was like on the Alkaline diet, and it's like all about like fucking eating broccoli and you know, just like healthy. I feel like his music is super healthy, bro.
Yeah, that's a great way. That's
a song go that far that has like that message and that sound that really like blew my mind. I was like, whoa, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It's an interesting way to put it. It's like healthy music, and I think it has substance. And do you think you'll be working with him long time or is this a long-term thing, or what do you?
Honestly, I think we're probably gonna make another hit, but like I showed him Splice, like because I noticed he likes producing, and he's like, "Yo, bro, I love how you produce," and he's like, "Yo, I want to produce more." And at that moment, I kind of had like two choices. I was like, "Okay, either you just keep this knowledge for yourself, right, and you keep on making Coda singles, but that's not my goal. You know, I want to become an artist myself anyway. Like the beat making thing is like." I don't know. I don't really want to be a producer. You know, I want to be a producer, but I want to be a producer of music. You know, I don't just want to be viewed as murder beats.
Right.
Like, you know, like I want to be like my own artist. So I showed him Splice, bro. Instead, he was just fucking producing himself, bro. I think he's just gonna produce himself. I'm pissed too, cause we have the same taste.
Yeah.
So like. I have beats that have the same sample, but he been on Splice, and he used the same fucking sample, and I'm like, oh, bro, no, now when I post this beat, everybody gonna think I just copied you, bro. But nah, he's really good, and I really, honestly, I think more people should produce for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, the best rappers are producers, and the best producers are rappers. I feel like it goes like hand in hand.
Yep.
I don't know. But I'm definitely going to do more shit with Coda for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. So you said you wanted to transition more into being like an artist and just putting out more music around your name.
Yeah.
Do you think that this whole YouTube thing and putting out like type beats, do you think that's going to eventually stop and then you're just going to put out your own singles and albums and then do a tour and kind of do the whole artist thing?
I think eventually that's for sure gonna stop. When, I don't know, because I feel like back in the days I was like, oh no, I can't do both and stuff, and I still kind of think that I can do both. But on the other hand, yeah, honestly I don't really know, bro. Don't really know. All I know is that I want to like do my own tours. I want to have my own songs out that people like and that people put in their playlist, and I want to do my own concerts. Like I just went on tour with these like German YouTubers as like an opening act.
Yeah.
And like so I went to like 12 cities and performed my like German songs and stuff. And that really showed me that like, yeah, it's not really that much to it, bro. I can just do that. So eventually, like what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm gonna keep grinding on YouTube, but transition slowly more into an artist. You know,
Yeah.
put out more songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about it too, because the beat making videos, I don't want to push this narrative that I'm a producer too much or like anymore, I guess. But on the other hand, my whole content is kind of like around beat making.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in this like point where I'm thinking, okay, how can I make really good content that is popular, that people like to watch, that I like to make, and that also is gonna help me in the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think I came to the conclusion that for me the best is to just like document the process of how I make a beat. And then, for example, with the Kalimba video, I don't think people liked that video because of the beat. They really liked it because of the beat and the singing.
Yeah.
You know, because like obviously some parts are not like, I'm not like the best singer or anything, but like sometimes I just freestyle over my beats, and sometimes it sounds really awful, and sometimes it sounds really good. You know. So I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna just fucking make beat making videos, sing over my beats, and write the song. You know, and then. Like then it's more of how I made the song rather than how I made the beat, right?
Right.
So for people like me, I'm thinking that that's probably gonna work. And yeah, I just want to become more of an artist, bro. I think there's so much more to do out there, and I've been doing beats for like so long. Like I'll always make beats, and I'll always post beats too.
Yeah.
Like I think once I'm like a big artist and once I'm like established, I'm just gonna come back, bro. I'm just gonna come back and make beat making videos and shit, and post beats and live stream on Twitch, kind of like Logic. You know how Logic like just fucking just goes on Twitch and shit. Like I'm gonna just be like, yeah, guys, hey, here I am, fucking back at it again. In studio, you know.
That's interesting because like I've had this same conversation with like Kyle and Simon and a bunch of other people, and they always talk about how they kind of want to not end doing the beat making videos, but they kind of want to transition into just becoming an artist, and because they don't see themselves making beat making videos for like forever. So I just think it's interesting because a lot of people are starting to think that. I mean, back then, there like before Sharp started or before Pat Ryan started, there was literally like nobody making those type of beat making videos, and now that there's like a huge surge of producers all making those like remixes and like this is how I make this kind of beat, like and that kind of stuff. It's interesting to see where producers are taking it now and seeing like what's the next step for everybody who was in that batch, and now they're like, you know, a step further than that. Like it's just interesting to see where everybody's taking their career. I just have a few more. I mean, I have a ton of questions, but I don't have too much time, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. But so being that you were on tour with a couple of other YouTubers, and you were saying you were doing where was the tour exactly?
Sorry?
Where was the tour that you did?
Germany.
Germany. Okay. Have you performed any live music in America or seen a live performance in America? No?
No.
So you wouldn't really know the difference between like the music scene here and the music scene in Germany?
I mean, I've been to concerts in America.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think, honestly, Germans turn up more. Like, we just a lot more appreciative of music and artists, I guess. Because in America, you have so many artists, right? And it's so normal. It's like so normal to have Gunna and people everywhere. So people really just like stand there. They're like, all right, here's another concert, right?
Yeah.
Except if it's like Travis Scott. But I don't know. I honestly think in Germany, people just go hard, bro. People just go hard. Like,
That's cool, man.
Really love artists. And if you go to a festival, bro, like, it's crazy, dude. Like, people go so hard at festivals. There's so many mosh pits and everything. Like, I've seen Travis Scott perform here. I've seen German artists perform here. I've seen most artists perform here, and they get appreciated so much. It's like a German car getting appreciated overseas, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like the artist comes here, and they're like, oh, fuck, man. I mean, I remember seeing Mac Miller, bro. And then turned up to Mac Miller. People turned up to everybody. Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I've been to a lot of concerts, and I've actually been to some where people aren't really moving or like appreciating the artist as much as they could, which is like, it's really unfortunate. But yeah, I've seen like people overseas in Europe or in Germany. It just seems like people are more accepting and just they're more open minded to even the people that they don't know.
That's a fact. I think that's really true.
Yeah. Super interesting. Okay, so last question. I got a lot of questions from newer quote unquote producers. A lot of them were saying like, how do I get more views? How can I still come up as a type beat artist? But I think the best thing that you can do, I guess, is just what's your best advice to somebody who just started making beats and just started a YouTube channel yesterday? What do you think the best advice for them is?
Depending I think first off, they should get really clear of what they want. Like, do you want to be somebody that sits in a room with big artists and produces their music? Do you want to be a personality, like an influencer kind of? Or do you want to be somebody that sits at home and just makes bank and just doesn't have to work like a normal job? What's your motivation for producing? Like, what's your ideal outcome? If you could have it today, what would it look like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once you know that, like for me, it was always, okay, be on stage, perform songs. So I worked backwards from there. I was like, okay, right now I'm broke. I'm in fucking Germany. I don't know about music. How's this gonna happen, right? And then I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm gonna just sell beats so that I can teach myself how to make beats so that I can make beats for myself eventually.
Yeah.
You know? So like that's the natural progression. And then I feel like once you know that, once you have that goal, it's not that hard to go that way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really hard to keep motivated and keep running towards something if you don't know what it is and you don't know how far away it is and you have no idea, man. So get clear on what you want to do. Be fucking smart about marketing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have questions, bro, you should just teach yourself how to answer those questions,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
Don't slide in my DM, don't slide in Kyle's or Chris's DM. Just like being like, yo, what program do you use? Yo, how do you sign up for BeatStars? Yo, how do you know? Like,
Yeah.
fucking Google this shit, bro. Google's your best friend. Google and YouTube, you can learn everything on Google and YouTube. I learned everything on Google and YouTube, bro. Like, you can learn everything. And that leads me to my third point, which is continuous learning, which is so important. Like, view things as practice and just learn every single day. You know, nobody would expect, and that goes for marketing and making better beats, but nobody would expect to like grab a guitar and be like, yo, I'm gonna play this guitar fucking great after like 2 days, you know? I'm gonna be fucking shredding like Slash, like doing this, you know? No, you would never expect that, bro.
Yeah.
Or playing soccer and just imagining being Messi in like two days or something, you know? But for some reason in beat making, people are like upset that after like 3 weeks, their beats still sound trash. And bro, my beats sounded trash for 2 years. I didn't have like proper tutorials back then. Like I had to look at some German dude making EDM. And I was like, bro, it took me 2 years, bro. And that's completely normal. You are going to suck at everything at first, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
Still, just start, bro. Like, you only learn by starting. I've seen a study, and they like, so they had 2 groups of students, right, for photography classes.
Mm-hmm.
And one group of students were judged on only the quality of their picture. So the whole year they could just like give like in one picture, and that would determine like their whole grade. And the other students were only judged on quantity. So they were like, how many pictures do you put in? Do you put in 800, 900, whatever?
Yeah.
And you would think, okay, the quality guys made better pictures, bro. But surprisingly, the people that had the quantity made actually better pictures because they were in the room like fucking developing the pictures. They like made so many mistakes that they got way better. So in the beginning, I wouldn't worry about making the perfect beat, making the perfect like business decision, or selling $10,000s in beats. But I would just say focus on just merely getting better and doing it every day. Even if that means you just make beats for 30 minutes or 10 minutes every day, you just do it every day.
Yeah.
Upload every day to make it easy for yourself to get better. That's what I would say.
Wow, man. That's super solid advice because I agree with everything that you're saying, especially the just teaching yourself and always be willing to learn, because I feel like, you know, in our DMs specifically, like we get tons of people asking the same type of questions where you could just literally Google it and find it in like 3 seconds. So I just think having that mentality and switching is the most important thing.
It's super important. And one more thing about feedback too. Lots of people ask me for feedback or something. And I think feedback is an important thing, but in the beginning it really isn't. Because like if somebody comes to me after like, let's say 2 months of beat making, you've been making beats for 2 months, you come to me, you're like, okay, Gami, how does this sound? Do I have potential? Today somebody asked me, hey, do I have potential in beat making? Should I invest more time in this? Here's my beat. I'm like, bro, why would you give me that power to decide that for you?
Right.
What? No. And, bro, you should never give your power away like that, bro. Like, I could hear that beat and think, wow, this is an amazing beat, and tell him, wow, that's an amazing beat. And, well, what do you get from that? You're like, okay, I'm amazing, great, I should do it? No.
Yes.
Or I could tell him, yo, this beat is fucking trash. And in 2 years, if he just learns, he's going to be an amazing beat maker. So feedback is literally irrelevant. Only thing that matters is get that natural feedback. You know, put stuff out on YouTube, put stuff out on Instagram, and like learn and get better. Get people to view it and get feedback from those people that like real feedback from the actual world. You know, That's what I would say too.
Yeah.
Like this angry rant. I'm just angry that my DMs are filled with people asking me questions. That's how it is, though.
That's hilarious, though. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I completely. It's funny because I feel like, you know, we go through similar things. Like I get a ton of people asking for feedback, and they do give me that power of like, man, if I get some like bad feedback from this dude, I'm never gonna make beats again. When it's like, this is just one opinion from like millions of other opinions. Like, don't ever like give that power of telling you should do something or continue to do something or not, like to somebody else. That should only come from you. Like, you should be the only one telling yourself if you should continue or stop making beats. And I feel like if you're asking people if you should stop making beats, then you should probably not make beats because you're not doing it because you enjoy it.
Gotta do it for yourself. Yeah. Oh, fuck, I forgot one thing. You should also make music that you like and that makes you happy. Yeah. That's the only thing that matters. Like, don't look, I mean, unless you're just in there for the money, but don't look at, like, the charts and say, oh, Lil Tecca type beats are going really well. I gotta make some Lil Tecca type beats now. You know, bro, just make the beats that you like and then look how you market it the best way. Because if you make music that you like every day, then it's super easy, bro.
Yeah.
It's the easiest thing. And you can get really paralyzed sitting there at your desk being like, okay, I gotta make something that people like. You know, that really messes it up.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why writing is hard for me right now, because I'm in that early stage of writing right now where I'm thinking, oh, I hope people like this.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I hope people like what I'm gonna. Wow, I just learned something about myself.
You're like coming back through the cycle of like where you started.
Yeah, back through the cycle.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Super interesting. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I can't wait to hear
Thanks for having me.
all of the new music that you're gonna put out. Hopefully you can come on tour soon and come to America. Maybe come to Las
For
Vegas.
sure. Dude, if I'm ever in Vegas, I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, let me know, man. All right, brother. Take care. I'll let you know when this video's finished, and then I'll put it out, and then yeah. All right, man.
Peace, Chris.
Peace.
Good to see you.
Yep. Peace.